I came out of the hut, turned the corner, and around the corner there was an incomprehensible animal standing on two legs. He was a hunchback, but his mouth was a wolf's mouth.
Today we will have scary stories about nature. The supernatural is often found in the city. But an even greater mystique awaits us in the woods and swamps.
I went to the woods for a week on a fishing trip. I packed well and drove to the secret hut I built last year. I chose a remote place, away from the main trails. Not that I was afraid that somebody would use it. It is just very beautiful there. The river nearby, where there is a lot of fish. I can't tell about the animal, I am a fisherman. But I sometimes came across on the different traces. In general, for the first time I went to the hut for such long period to live. Yes, I forgot to mention, that all in August happened. I came, and the first 2 days everything was normal. Lived quietly, fished. But on the second night, the strangeness began. It began to seem to me, that at the dead of night somebody walks around the cabin. Through sleep I heard cautious steps. Sometimes a dry branch crunching, or careless touches the kettle that I left drying on a stick near the house. All this happened not in one night, but 3 nights in a row. And each time the uninvited guest became more and more interested in the hut. Once he even pulled the door, checking if it was closed. Very scary. At first I thought the bear was coming to visit. But too cautious uninvited guest. In the morning I didn't find any traces of him. So for sure it was not a bear. He behaved impudently, like a master. He would scatter and break everything. And I became more and more sure that a man was peeping at me at night. Either he was scaring me, or he was trying to get out of the house. As I remember now, on Friday night to Saturday I decided to fight back the unknown guest. I turned off the light in the hut and hid, gripping the flare gun in my hands. It was Chinese, more for noise, to scare away animals. At the 3rd hour in the morning, when I began to fall asleep, the night show began. I heard cautious footsteps outside again. I woke up in a jiffy. The adrenaline kicked in immediately. My hands trembled a little with excitement. Then the door was gently yanked, checking if it was locked. Of course, it was locked. I heard footsteps move behind the house. Then I crept to the door and quietly pulled the deadbolt. I did not take the lantern. Outside, the full moon was shining brightly. I could see everything well. The grass in the light, as if covered with frost, and behind the clearing where the house stands, a huge forest darkens. The feeling is like in a dream, both eerie and joyful at the same time. From the excitement of hunting even shakes. I went around the hut from the other side to meet the footsteps. I clutched a rocket launcher in sweaty hand. Well, I think, now I'll parrot you. I turn the corner of the hut, and round the corner an incomprehensible beast stands on 2 legs. He is stooped and his mouth is full of wolf's teeth. I had a good look at this mouth full of teeth. Because this unknown beast tried to shove it through the window, which I have cellophane. I froze in confusion. That image stuck in my memory. There was a full moon in the sky, and in its light the black fur of the strange creature was shiny, and it was breaking into the house, not noticing what was going on around it. Immediately scary tales of werewolves entered my head. Because it is clear to me that it is not a wolf on its hind legs, but something else. But it must be a silly creature, because he cannot understand that he cannot get through the window, but he is still trying to do it. Then I unloaded a rocket launcher into the air. It thundered so that my ears rang. The beast jumped away from the window and rushed into the woods. But it shook me when I saw it running on 2 legs like a human. Its arms were unnaturally long, its sharp ears pressed against its elongated skull. In a moment it was gone among the trees. I didn't stay in the street, either. I ran into the hut, barricaded myself inside, and didn't sleep a wink till morning. In the morning I threw my things in the car and rushed into town. Later he came with a fellow hunter to hunt down this strange animal. But the dog didn't pick up the trail. Or rather, he smelled something, but whimpered and did not go. After this terrible incident, I have not stayed in the cabin for the night anymore. I was too afraid. Now I only go there occasionally.
Subscribe to the channel. There will be many more interesting things.